Today I'm doing something totally different. I'm going to give you my 6-step process that women from around the world pay me thousands of pounds on how to help them, whether it's improve their confidence in the saddle, whether it's improve their general health, and most importantly, which is what we all want as horse lovers, to be the best version of ourselves for our horse. Because most equestrians that I meet are struggling with something with their horse. It can be performance related. It can be their behavior, that they don't understand why their horse feels so disconnected to them. In today's episode, I'm going to give you a 6-step process. First of all, do not be one of those people that consumes information and does jack with it, okay? Grab a pen and a piece of paper, and let's get to work, because this will genuinely change your life. And it has worked for not only myself, obviously I practice what I preach. As someone who was a one-to-one chiropractor based in one location, felt burnt out and stressed, to now traveling the world, and I treat horses around the world, including their riders, with this exact process. This stuff works. So let's get into it, okay? Step number 1, for week 1, you are gonna track everything, okay, that you eat, how you sleep, what movement you're doing, track it all. Bonus tip, if you have a menstrual cycle, track your symptoms down. Start to understand how you feel on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, and how you change. Okay, you are going to change, okay? Don't expect one day that you're going to feel great and the next day you're going to feel great. It doesn't work like that. We have ever-changing hormones, but once you get to know these patterns, it'll change your life. That is step 1. When it comes to your horse, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to write down what you did with them that day. How did they respond? Did they eat up? What was their turnout? What movement did you do with them? What was their behavior? Write it all down. It will become second nature, okay? Number 2, ladies, we're gonna work on you. We're gonna increase your protein. Most women that I work with around the world are so deficient in protein, and if you're over 30 years old, this is dangerous. Well, any age, but most women I work with are from the ages of, say, 28 up to 65. The biggest thing I see is that we're not getting enough whole food protein. Don't go for those protein bars and those protein yogurts that are just marketing ploys and are full of sugar, but not only that, oils, additives that are destroying your gut health, your hormonal health, your brain health, your hormonal health. Just get rid of it, okay? When I mean protein, I mean whole food protein. Whether you're a vegan, whether you're a vegetarian, you might struggle a little bit more with complete protein sources, but it's still very easily available, okay? And obviously if you eat everything as well, we want to focus on good produce that is well looked after and that you know exactly where it's come from, okay? In week 3, okay, we're going to look at fibre. Most women, especially that struggle with things like PMS, brain fog, struggling to focus, they feel like their anxiety is going through the roof. A lot of us are not eating enough fibre. Okay, this is a real big secret. Again, women pay me thousands of pounds for this information. I'm giving it to you for free, okay? It's Christmas, why not? Fibre, especially if you are struggling with those symptoms I mentioned, is going to help, soluble fibre is going to help remove all of those hormones that are stagnant in your body and get rid of them, okay? Make sure though you're drinking enough water when you do this. Very, very important. This is what worked for me, okay? Someone who's really had PCOS for the past 15 years of my life. I had the worst periods, like period pain were debilitating. The thickness of my periods, the clotting of my periods. Every time I went to the doctor, it was either take a new pill, take the steroid cream to help with the acne. Well, obviously, if we're treating things superficially, we're not getting to the root cause. We're putting a plaster on what is really going on with our body. And I was just stubborn enough to go, I don't want to take medication. Medication has its place. I just did not feel this was right for me. And I went down this exact route that I'm sharing with you today, and I'm now having pain-free periods. It's weird because I've had such painful periods for most of my life, even though I've been doing this now for 3 years and the periods are only getting better, they're getting lighter, they're getting like the clots are almost gone, I still have a little bit of anxiety the day of my period because my brain has been programmed to think it's going to be painful because it was painful. So it's weird. It's like I'm reprogramming my brain to go, it's okay, this is the new me, this is like, I wish I had this information when I was 18. So if you know of anyone, maybe your daughter, maybe your cousin, your niece, whatever it is, who is struggling with painful periods and they are under the age of 20 or 30, share this video with them. I promise you, whether you're a horsewoman or not, this will change your life. It has done for me. It has worked for women around the world. Number 4 is we're going to remove oils, seed oils in particular. If you've never heard of the word seed oil, Google it, okay? This is quite common knowledge. It's just not shared on mainstream because most products, unfortunately, are absolutely riddled in these oils. And for some reason, women seem to have much more of an effect. It has a negative effect on things like our gut health, hormonal health, immune system. But honestly, I'd say it's the same for men. It's just because we have such fluctuating hormones, and let's face it, within our lives as women, we first go through puberty, and then obviously for those of us that have children, prenatal, postnatal, then life-changing happens, the perimenopausal years, menopausal, postmenopausal. So inevitable for a female, we are going to go through a stage of becoming a woman, having a period, hitting puberty, and then losing that. And when you are eating so many oils, most of us don't know this, when you consume all these oils, you are destroying your body's ability to heal itself, which is why there are so many, in my opinion, women struggling with so many symptoms when it comes to these changes that happen inevitably in our lives, right? Imagine when you have the tools and the knowledge to help your body, how much easier these inevitable changes can be. Don't be someone who buries their head in the sand like an ostrich and goes, you know what? It's not going to happen to me. It's going to happen to all of us as women, okay? And how we transition through it really can really be eased with, in my opinion, 3 things of lifestyle: nutrition, movement, and brain gym. So basically how you manage stress and how you also regulate your emotions. So important. I'm giving everything to you. Make sure you're writing this stuff down. I'm so excited. Okay, so when you've removed the seed oils, week 5 is all about movement. Now, this will be very much dependent and personalized on you and what you're currently doing, your age, your hormonal age. I'll give you an example. So I've worked with equestrian mums who have had, say, 2 or 3 kids, and they used to be quite active. Since having kids, they're lacking motivation. They are struggling to even get back out and do maybe a yoga video at home, maybe a run, like just struggling, okay? And they tell me, Nika, it's frustrating because I used to be so energetic. I used to have so much motivation. I used to have just so much enjoyment to do exercise. And now every time I think about going, I just make up any excuse and end up sitting on the sofa with a cup of tea and a biscuit. Don't worry, that's okay as well. Okay, the biggest reason why you have no motivation, and I've seen this, is because your gut health, your immune system, your brain is fogged because of these chemicals and nonsense in what we're consuming. This is why I give you nutrition first, to help you get the energy. So 100% of women that end up working with me in the first week, 2 weeks, say to me, Nika, my energy's back and I actually want to do exercise. And I'm like, whoa, you don't have to do exercise. But imagine that feeling of going from thinking you have something wrong with you and thinking that you have no motivation or lack of willpower to wanting to go and do exercise. Movement for our bodies and for our horses' bodies is so important. It is part of being a mammal. It's so good for our nervous system to move. So this is why movement is only in week 5. It's later on. It's when you have the energy, when you want to go. And I always say to everyone, and I've said this to myself as well, you can't make someone do something, and neither should you, because it won't last a long time. What really makes a transition, a change, is the person, you yourself, wanting to do it, okay? I'm sure you've had this example in your life where maybe it's a loved one and you love them so much, you really want to help them, you throw all your energy, research, getting coaches for them, trying to help them, but they just don't want it. How frustrating is that for you, okay? Selfishly for yourself, you're investing the time thinking that you're doing the right thing, but they don't want to hear it. And I'm not saying you need to ignore them. However, what I'm saying is protect your energy and recognize that the best thing you can do is listen to someone, allow them to be heard, to be seen, to be understood, and allow them to come to the decision on their own. Because we're all here for ourselves, ultimately to be a better version of ourselves, so that we can help each other, so that we can be there for one another. Okay, I know I've gone slightly off on one. Going back to movement. When riders have the energy and they start doing specific exercises for their lifestyle and their hormonal age, their balance, strength, their focus, and overall productivity in the saddle is increased effortlessly. Okay, re-watch that bit back. That is some powerful stuff, and this is exactly why I'm so passionate about giving you this information. Okay, week 6 is all about bringing this together, okay? Because once you now have this momentum, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, and into week 6, you have built new habits, okay? If you're struggling with accountability and you have more questions, you know where I am. Send me a comment or send me a message, okay? Comment below. Accountability is obviously key, but for those of us that don't need it, this is the exact process. So by week 6, you've now got new habits. Keep going. Keep doing it. You are going to notice, I noticed, my clients have noticed such a difference in how they show up with themselves, and guess what happens? Your horse mirrors you. I've seen this countless times. I've seen this with myself, with women around the world, where we feel like the horse is the issue, and then we work on ourselves and we improve our state, our nutrition, how we show up, and the horses mirror that. The sessions are so much easier, more effortless, because we are focused, we are grounded, we are present, and they pick up on that. They mirror that. Okay, that's the episode. Let me know if you found that helpful. I can do more of these. I thought I'd do something different today. And as always, don't forget to give me a follow and a subscribe.